Hello, I'm Graham and I hope everyone's having a great day, and welcome to this brand new video tutorial series I'm running for photographers who are embracing the smartphone era. Now, we owe it to ourselves to look at this new technology because it's reached an age now where the results are pretty good. If you consider the Apple devices, the iPhone 7, 8 and 10, we've now got stabilized lenses in there, and in particular with the iPhone 10 that I'm shooting this with now, we've got dual lenses with stabilized optics in both of those cameras, allowing us to shoot 4K at 60p, so that is a real serious contender for 4K video photography. If we look at the Android devices, we've got things like the Samsung P9, we've got the LG V30, and we've got great cameras like the Huawei P20 Pro, which has got 3 cameras which are stabilized, and it uses those in different ways to achieve magic results. Unfortunately, that doesn't extend into the 4K mode, as otherwise I would have bought the Huawei P20 instead of the iPhone 10. But nevertheless, that's going to be a real serious contender for good pictures because of the use of the black and white camera and the low resolution camera to give us our depth fields for this computational photography, as it's called, where we can actually use the information coming from each pixel and mathematically change that so we can produce an out of focus background effect. In effect, it gives us a wider aperture than the camera supports. But that needs the second camera, and it needs us to give us a depth map to be able to pinpoint the subject and against the background, and then use the mathematics to change the pixels from pixels to disks to give us this out of focus look. So in this tutorial series, we're going to be looking at smartphones, both iOS and Android devices, and how to get good image quality in stills and in video. So today is an introduction to that series, and really what I wanted to bring over in this one was the way we traditionally hold our smartphones for photography isn't very conducive for videography. Now, cameras like this iPhone 5S shoots 1920 1080 HD video and some reasonable stills, but the number of people that I still see shooting video in a portrait mode, now that's fine if you're going to show your stuff on social media, but if you want to get the best and you want to show it on your TV, then you're going to be pillar boxing the effect on your screen. It's better to turn the camera into its landscape mode and get the full width of your television screen to display these fantastic images. The other thing that's of disconcertion is the way that people hold the camera is conducive to give you camera shake, so that when you're looking at video, you're seeing wobbles and jerks on the video. Now, I'm going to show a couple of methods where you can actually stabilize the camera, even if the camera doesn't have inbuilt optical stabilization. Now, the first one I want to look at is this simple clip and a handle. Now, you can use the selfie sticks that you see all over the place and use that in its compact form just to hold the camera, but the clips on those are rather weak, and if you've got an expensive camera, the possibility is that the brass bush will break out at the bottom of that mount and your camera will fall to the ground. So it's better to find a mount with a metallic screw that's embedded into the plastic, or you get a metal mount. This one's just a cheap mount, so I'm just going to screw in this handle, and then we can insert the iPhone, this is a 5S, place that into the mount, and then we can shoot video with the handle. So I'll just enable the phone, and now I'll start the video. So I'm now holding the camera in the video mode with the handle and stabilizing the camera on the left hand side with my hand. Notice that it is in the horizontal format, so it's the right way around for video production. On this handle, I've also got a Bluetooth button, and that enables me to start and stop video recording and shoot pictures without having to take my hand off the camera to access the start button. So with a Bluetooth device, I can just start and stop recording by just pressing the button, and that gives me a better start up and finish of the video. Otherwise, you have to leave something like 10 seconds on your start up and shut down so that you're not going to get any jerkiness. So that's the first method. The second one is the cheap man's tripod, and that will be a string which you can stand on and then pull upwards, and that will give you some stabilization. And if you add that to a neck strap and you push out on the neck strap, then you get the 3-point effect, and you've got upward stabilization and outward stabilization, and that gives you a little bit more rigidity for the shots. Now, the other thing to remember is if you are going to be shooting stills or video, it's always best to clean the lens. These things sit in your pocket and they're picking up all sorts of dust, and I do recommend that you get some sort of case which will give protection to that lens cover. It's surprising, it's crystal glass, so it's very hard, but it will still scratch. And if you get scratch, you're going to get flare on your images, and that won't be good for your viewing experience. So try to keep your lens protected and use a microfiber cloth just to take any fingerprints off the lens, and you'll get better contrast and less softening of your image. In later videos in this series, we're going to look at using video, how we can use not only the camera app that's supplied, which is very limited. We can actually use other apps which are cheap, like Filmic Pro, and that allows you to take full control of the camera in terms of ISO, the shutter speed and white balance, so you can change all the parameters to get yourself great video. So we'll be looking at that in a future episode. We'll also be looking at some of the cheap or free standard photo editors that you can use with your iPhone or your Android device and get better pictures and how to edit them to give you the best detail. So that's for a future video. So hopefully you're going to follow along with me. This will build into quite a nice series, and it embraces all the technology that these smartphones now bring to us. So I hope you'll subscribe and click that bell notification icon, and you'll be notified when I do upload the next video in this series. We'll also be looking at how to use audio recording with these devices, how to get better audio into your device, and some additional lighting rigs so that we can get the right lighting balance for our videos. So hopefully you'll find the whole series enjoyable. Also on my photographic blog, there'll be lots more information as I go along with this series to help you assimilate what I'm trying to teach in these video tutorials. So I hope you'll subscribe to the video blog. Again, I'll put a link to that in the video description below so you can actually check it out. There's also the opportunity to join my fortnightly newsletter on the home page. It's actually more than a newsletter, it's almost a full technical publication where I put stuff that I don't actually put inside the video blog itself. So have a look at that, and do subscribe if you've not already done so. So until my next video, thanks very much for watching, and as usual, please do take care, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.